Hello, this is Steve Barfield from SIGLENT Technologies. Today we're going to look at a nice feature on the SIGLENT SDG2000X family. It is a dual channel generator, as you see. The channel 1 and 2 can track each other. They can couple the frequency, the amplitude, the phase, or any combination of those. One can follow the other at an offset, at a ratio. You can sweep with those offsets, so it's really powerful. So we'll look at that. We're going to start right now. We've got a 1 megahertz square wave on channel 1 and a 2 megahertz sine wave on channel 2. If we want to make those the same, just as a starting point, we can do that. We simply can go to Utility and say Channel Copy Coupling, and we can just say Channel Copy. That will copy channel 1 to 2 or 2 to 1, whichever. We'll make them both as channel 1. And we'll see they'll both now be 1 megahertz square waves. All right, that wasn't too exciting. But say we want channel 2 to track channel 1. So we'll go back to channel copy, coupling, and say track, this first button here. Now the two will track each other. Looks like I do have a phase offset to start with. Let me get rid of that. I've got a phase deviation here. You'll see 90 degrees, so let me get rid of that. So now they'll track each other in phase. And when I adjust channel 1, I will say the frequency or the amplitude, whatever, channel 2 will follow that. So that is another feature, and as you saw, you can do that with the phase offset as well. All right, let's get a little fancier here. Now let's go back to the utility menu. Channel copy coupling. I'm going to turn the tracking off. Now I'm going to say channel coupling. So now you can see I've got channel 2, 1, frequency ratio, amplitude ratio, phase deviation. I can make any of those, either ratio or deviation. So I can offset by a fixed number in frequency, amplitude, phase, or by ratio. So let's start. Let's choose frequency coupling on, and we've got a ratio entered here. I can make it whatever I want. I've got 2 to 1. So now when I go over, you'll see, sure enough, channel 2 is twice the frequency of channel 1. And just to show that, I've got 2 meg and 4 meg. You'll see the counter up here showing 2 megahertz on channel 1. If I get a 4 meg, then channel 2 goes to 8. That's 3 and 6 rather, and 4 and 8, and so forth. So sure enough, those are tracking in a 2-to-1 ratio. As we said, we can also do that as an offset. So instead of ratio, I can get an offset. Now they're 1 megahertz apart. So we'll go back to our parameters. In this case, channel 1 is 1 megahertz. Channel 2 is 2 megahertz. So if I change channel 1 to, say, 5 megahertz, that means channel 2 should be 6 megahertz, and sure enough, it is. Okay, let's go on to the next one. and I'm going to turn the frequency coupling off, and we'll go to amplitude coupling. So here's amplitude. We're in a ratio now. So let's go to say a 2-to-1 ratio. So now channel 2 should be twice the frequency of channel 1. And we'll go back to our main screen, and we're going to go back down to 1 megahertz here. You'll see channel, that's 1 volt peak to peak. You'll see channel 2 should be 2 volts peak to peak, and it is. Our frequency is still up there. And sure enough, here on the screen, if we go to channel 1 and make that 2 volts peak to peak, then channel 2 goes off the screen because that is now 4 megahertz, volts peak to peak, excuse me. And you'll see again we had a 2 to 1 ratio, and that's what we had that. Again, we could make that a deviation, where we could make channel 2 any value difference, an offset in volts. So let's turn off amplitude coupling, and now we'll go to phase coupling. Again, we can choose a phase deviation or a phase offset. So I could make that offset 90 degrees. I could do a little quadrature difference there. Let me go back and get my my 2 channels on the same voltage. So we'll go 1 volt on channel 1 and 1 volt on channel 2. And let's go back to the coupling. In phase coupling, I've got a deviation of 90 degrees, which you now see there on the screen. So lots of powerful things you could do. We had one customer that wanted to sweep with a 90 degrees phase offset, and we did have to make some changes to our firmware, but we did that for that customer, doing some motor control. And so yeah, I think you'll see that the SIGLENT SDG2000X family is a very powerful ARB function generator, and has more features and some units costing a lot more.